Okay, so this message is titled, Don't Add or Subtract. This message is titled, Don't Add or Subtract. So now, I want you all to know I can't stop speaking, right? I have many people that hate me and some people that love me, okay? Now, I want to retract back to when I was telling you about my old lady, how you can't say, now, first of all, I'm not going to say that she doesn't love Yah, because she does. She calls him Yah, but I notice my wife has an issue, okay? Now, I'm not rambling. This is part of the message. I'm explaining what the issue is. My wife is from the Caribbean, okay? My wife is not of African descent. Well, she has, we all have African ancestry, but I believe like great, or maybe not that many greats, like 2 great grandmothers was from a tribe in Africa or whatever the case. But in many cases, she's from St. Vincent's, which is right next door to the Dominican, or is it right next door to the Dominican Republic? So I'm not sure. One of them. So she's Caribbean, okay? A lot of Caribbean people, if you all know, don't associate with, let me rephrase it. I'm going to say it in a specific way. A lot of Caribbean niggas don't associate with American niggas. And a lot of American niggas don't like Caribbean niggas. Now, I need you all to understand something, right? The Caribbean niggas, okay, many of you over there in the Caribbean, many of you, not all of you, but many of you, some of you, you can stand, now, some of you have the high cheekbones, okay? That's those of you who have heavier African features, but you're still an Israelite, just like there are a lot of tribes over there in Africa. What's that guy? What's his name? I forgot his name. He's a bodybuilder, right? It's a couple of them. I think what they call him, they call himself the Indio champ or whatever. And then there's another one. He got a brother. I don't know if it's his brother or if it's just a good friend of his. What's his name? I think they based out of Jersey too. What's his, Hamu Fitness or Mukna Fitness? He called himself. 2 big brothers, right? Now you can see that they have some African features, but you can also you can tell that they're Israelites. They're Israelites. They're not completely Hamite brothers. And a lot of you need to understand that a lot of us have African background, Hamite background, but we in multiple occasions, Yah allowed the Egyptians and Hamites to intermingle with Israelites. So a lot of people over there in the Africa are a diaspora of Israel, okay? Because you have the Northern Kingdom, which are the African tribes and all of you all in the Caribbean, but there are also there's some Jews in Africa and some Jews in the Caribbean, in the African and Caribbean diaspora. Okay, why am I saying all of this? Because many of you that are from the African and Caribbean diaspora, you have a big problem. Now, I want you to listen. Now, a lot of us American niggas got the same problem, have the same problem. A lot of American niggas have the same problem. But there are more of you Northern Kingdom, African Israelites, and Caribbean Israelites, but many of you have one big problem. I'm going to tell you what it is. Yahusha, which is the same problem that my wife has, which is the reason why it's hard for her to change a lot of her ways. Yahusha is the one that can change your heart, is the one that has to change your heart. You can't keep skipping to the throne, talking about something you love God, and you keep calling him God. Okay, so many of you understand you have to say God over the internet. I understand that. I understand that. Because the moment you say Yah, and you're a big internet person, you're a big political star, a big political person, or a big celebrity, the moment you say Yahuwah, it's over for you. You just say it one time and it's a wrap. Everything that you stand for will be destroyed. One time, if they will remember, they will catch it and remember that. You will lose your Instagram account, you lose your Facebook account, you will lose endorsements. So I understand that. You have to say God. I know this. Why is it okay for you to say God? Because God is truly Satan. See, they don't have a problem. You can say God, 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 God. You can say God 1,000 times in a row. Nobody cares. Instagram doesn't care. The people in the dark don't care. Nobody cares. Why? Because they know who God is. When you get up on the stage from winning your bullshit Emmy or your bullshit Oscar, which really don't mean shit. Oh, I know. See, that's why y'all hate me. The Oscars and Emmys and Grammys and all, it's all trash. It's trash. Best thing you can do, really what it's really worth is that okay, so many of you, okay, it's trash to me. And somebody's trash is somebody else's honor and somebody else's glory and somebody else's esteem. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to apologize for that. Do you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm not in that field and I'm not in that situation. But funny as to speak that even if I was, I would still think it's trash. But that's my personal feelings, and I'm not going to make that a universal feeling. So I'm not going to make that a universal authority. So I will apologize for saying that. Only because my opinion and how I and my thoughts and takes on that is not a universal authority. I'm not the one that's acting and doing all of these things and being proud of my achievements and proud of the things that I feel as though I've earned. Just like if I go out here in this world and I do this and I do that and I'm proud of that and I've earned it, maybe it's trash to some of you all. So I'm going to take that back. Okay? But at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you all have to understand something, that God is truly Satan. Okay? But I'm not mad at any of you all. What happened to Nick Cannon? And if you think they're saying, if you think that Nick Cannon's saying Jews and talking about the Jews and things of that nature, and if you think that because that chastisement that was brought upon him from the Jewish community, if you think that's something, imagine saying the name Yahuwah, or even worse, imagine saying the name Yahusha. You can't even say Yahweh, because when you add that way on it, I don't want to get into that right now, okay? But Yahweh is a blasphemous name. See, Yah is the root. Of course, we know that Yah isn't blasphemous. Yah is his name. But when you add the way onto it, it completely changes. It completely changes the situation. You become anti-Yahuwah when you add that word Yah. And then many of the camps say Yahawashi when they're speaking about Christ. Hawashi is a blasphemous suffix. Okay? But let me not bore you all with that, right? Because at the end of the day, really none of you don't even care. But there's going to come a time when you are going to care, okay? But in any event, there are a lot of our African brothers and sisters out there who are Israelites, and a lot of those in the Caribbean who are Israelites also, but you all have a problem with Christ. You all want to skip the throne. Why do many Caribbean people and African people, they want to skip past Christ? They want to skip past Christ because they know that Christ was a so-called nigger, like an American nigger. And because, see, this is what you have to understand. The Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom have despised one another for a long time. There are Jamaicans that will come over here and they will talk all of this shit. Jamaican niggas will talk shit about American niggas. And American niggas will go ahead and talk shit back about Jamaican niggas. But Jamaican niggas is wicked as hell. You are some wicked ass niggas. And Jamaican women, and let me tell you something, my American sisters, because y'all know, man, I like to take y'all, put y'all in the headlock, right? Y'all know about that, right? I get on y'all, my sisters, right? But y'all not as bad as Jamaican niggas. Jamaican women, give me an American woman any day before a Jamaican woman. She can be such a wicked, evil, devious woman. She's something else. Some of you women from the Caribbean need to get lashes. Some of you women from the Caribbean are very evil. Now, my wife is not an evil woman, but I have took her through the mill and back. I really have. Okay? See, many of you don't understand that, right? But at the end of the day, many Caribbeans, those of you from the Northern Kingdom, you want to skip past Christ. You can't despise Christ and skip past Yahusha, because Yahusha sprung from the tribe of Judah, because Yahusha sprung from the womb of an American Negro woman's womb. The tribe of Judah and then many of you have to understand, you can stand some Haitians right next to an American nigga. You can stand some Jamaicans right next to an American nigga. You can stand some Dominicans right next to an American nigga. You can stand some of you over there in Africa, especially in Lagos, Africa, in Lagos, Nigeria, which I believe is the largest city in all of the continent of Africa. And those women over there in Lagos, oh man. But anyway, let me keep going. You can stand niggas from Lagos, Nigeria, next to an American nigga. And in a lot of cases, unless that person from the Northern Kingdom, unless that person from Jamaica, unless that person from Haiti, unless that person from Lagos, unless that person from Dominican Republic, unless they talk and open their mouth, you would think that they're an American nigga. The only way you can tell is when they open their mouth and you hear the dialect. Some of you of the diaspora of Africa and Caribbean look just like an American nigga. Some of you don't have the high cheekbones and have the features of some of your African ancestors. Some of you don't have those, but some of you do. But then there are some niggas over here too that you can throw over there in Lagos, Nigeria, and you won't know they're an American nigga until they open their mouth. We are the same people. Christ said that he came. One of the reasons Christ returned was so he can join the Northern Kingdom with the Southern Kingdom. So he can join all of you all from the Caribbean and the African diasporas with these niggas over here. You join you niggas from the African and the African diaspora and the Caribbean diaspora to join you and make you one stick with the niggas here in America. Why? Because we're all one nation. And it's going to come a point in time. See, many of you whom are wise, you understand that. But it's going to come a point in time when many of you will understand that, and many of you will abide by those understandings, by those rules and regulations. Okay? So I didn't waste time saying all of that, because that's the problem that many of you have. So one of the issues that I do try to explain to my wife, when you be a hypocrite and say, well, I love Yah, but you have a problem with saying the name Yahusha. She can run around the house when she want to be self-righteous, and when she want to try to tell me what to do, not tell me what to do, but think she want to negate my instructions and run about and all of these things. Yeah. She can say Yah all day long, but she don't want to say Yahusha. Why is it that now it's a lot of American niggas that do this too? But why do you Caribbean niggas and African niggas, why do you try to skip past Christ? You can't skip past Christ. He's your freaking commander-in-chief. And until all of you realize that, unless all of you realize that, you're going to die to death. You're going to die the death. I promise you. And many of you all, let's go, because I want to explain something to you all. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 4, 12 through 14. Hebrews chapter 4, 12 through 14. Hebrews chapter 4, 12 to 14. And it says, "For the word of Elohim is living and powerful." So the word of Elohim, whom you all call God, the word of God is living and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the division of soul and spirit. See, that's why you all despise me. That's why a lot of you homosexuals and lesbians, you can't stand me. That's why many of you in religion, in Islam, and in the Nation of Islam, and in Christianity, and in Catholicism, that's why many of you can't stand me. Only the stand-up people love me. Those of you who are weak in mind and you constantly talking about, oh, why don't you show your vulnerability? I show vulnerability all the time. I'm always showing vulnerability. Why? Because I'm giving you all the word of Christ and I'm taking whatever comes along with it. Don't you understand? That's the ultimate vulnerability. All the things that, what do you want? What do y'all want me to do? Y'all, why do I have to show my vulnerability the fuck the way you show your vulnerability? You are you are you A, she B, he C, he D, she's F, G. I probably skip the letter, who cares? And I'm who I am. Okay? I will be vulnerable how I am being vulnerable. Right now I'm being vulnerable. I'm telling you all the truth. It takes a great vulnerability to tell you Negroes the truth. Right? Right? Maybe I will cry one day for you all. How about that? Will that make you all feel better? But see, when it comes to me, though, I'll just get mocked. Everybody else gets praised for crying like a fucking whatever the fuck. But me, I'll get mocked. You women and you niggas, you get praised. But when a prophet of Elohim, let him cry. Look at that, that'll make you all feel better, and then you'll mock me. See, I'm not the same as you all. I'm set apart. The things that I do is never good enough. Nothing that I can do will ever be good enough for you niggas. And then if I get on here and I cry and I spell out all my guts, you still won't be satisfied. I'll have to fall down another level. And then after I fall down another level, you will demand another level for me to fall down. And on and on and on and on till I'm destroyed, because that's the way you niggas are. You did it to the prophets before, you did it to the apostles, and you're going to try to do it to the niggas that bring the word to you today. That's how you are, a wicked people. Hebrews 4:12 says, for the word, and then it says, so it pierces all of your soft ass souls. It pierces your soul and your spirit and your joints and marrow, and is the discerner of your thoughts and the intentions of you niggas' hearts and minds. That's why you don't like the word. So how is it that the word can do these things? Pay attention. It's going to say here, and there is no creature hidden from his sight. From whose sight? Apparently it's talking about the Creator, right? No creation is hidden from the sight of the Creator. Now, let Paul indirectly say who the Creator is. Paul is going to indirectly say who the Creator is. Paul is going to indirectly explain who the Creator is. Because he says, and there is no creation hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him to whom he must give account for. Okay? For who he must give account, for who we must give account, And then Paul is going to say, seeing that we have a great high priest, who is the person that nothing is hidden from his sight, And who is the person that all of our thoughts and invirtuous, I don't know if that's a word, our non-virtuous imaginations are open to? Who is it that we are all naked to and easy for him to see? He says, seeing that we have a great high priest, who has passed through the heavens. He's talking about Christ. Well, the Father is in heaven, seeing that we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, meaning who has walked to and fro from the heaven to the earth and has done it on a consistent basis since the Old Testament. Yahusha, the son of Elohim, let us hold our confession. Now, there's one word out of everything that I read that I want you all to understand. It says, for the word of Elohim is living, meaning it's alive. The King James, but this is just the New King James, the regular King James version says the word is alive, meaning literally the words in this book. Now listen, because this is what I want you all to understand. Excuse this device, I know it's a little blurry. The words in this book are alive. Listen, y'all don't believe it, do y'all? These words are alive. And I don't give a fuck how none of y'all feel. There's no other scroll. There's no other scroll with the power that this Bible has. There's nothing else written with the integrity and the honor of this scroll. Nothing. There's nothing written with the integrity, the truth, and the honor of that scroll. I don't care whether it's from science. I don't care whether it's another religious book. I don't care what it is. This is the only book that's coming that they're going to start to take from out of people's houses. This is the book that they don't want you to have. They don't give a fuck about none of them other books. Any other book that you all have, it's not going to be taken from you. The government, Satan himself, he don't give a damn about those other books. None of them. None of those science books, none of those religious books. I don't care what you're talking about. They don't care. You can keep those books and read those books and teach those books all you want to. But this is the book right here that they're coming after. They're coming after this book. That's the book they're coming after. That one. That's the book they want. That's the book that they're coming after. That's the book that a lot of people are going to die for. That book right there. Now, I want you to understand something, right? The words that are in this book are actually living. They're alive. Meaning just like I'm alive with a so-called muscle that pumps heart, blood, and this, that, and the third, that book is alive. Now, this is what a lot of you of the African, Caribbean diaspora, and a lot of you brothers and sisters over here in the Americas, the so-called Jews, the problem that you have too, and this is the problem where you're all going to die. And I want you to pay attention because I'm trying to help y'all. And I know you don't respect this message. You despise this message. You're going to take this message and you're going to shit on it. Just like your forefathers did and your forefathers. But that's okay because it's going to be the same outcome. They shitted on the word and they were punished. And for you are going to be punished the same way that they shitted, the same way and for the same reason that they shitted on the word. Now, I want you to listen very carefully, all you black people, from one corner of the planet to the other corner of the planet. I want you to pay very careful attention to what I'm about to say. So, John 1 now, the word is alive. That's what Paul just said. Paul, Hebrews 4, chapter 12, he says, for the word of Elohim is alive. John 1:1, let's go to John 1:1. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the word. And the word was with Elohim. The word was with the Creator. And the word was the Creator. Well, that means what it said, nigga. It said that he was with him because it's he created everything with the power elif, which is within him, which is his soul. And Yahushua HaMashiach is the Word. He is when he was walking on this planet, he was the literal flesh manifestation of the Word of God. So what was the purpose of me saying all of that? All right, dog, why did you say? Because when you reject Christ, you cannot repent. Any one of you, and you non-believers are some dummies. Yeah, this is what makes you all mad. But remember, you keep coming here and you keep getting mad. And then many of you take your emotions and your feelings out in such a weak way. Back in the day, I'm speaking to both men and women. Back in the day, when I had a problem with somebody, I just went and I saw him, because I never, even, well, shit, if I had a problem with a female, she got on my goddamn nerves, I told her about herself, shit. I told her about herself. I hope this thing is not losing power. I had to tell her about herself. At the end of the day, I don't know why it went out, because thank goodness it got plenty of power. So yeah, even if it's a woman, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't get it, she a woman, but yeah, listen, heifer, blah, 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 blam, and I walk about my way. Yeah, if she got a problem, if I had a problem with her, she did something shady to me, and never in a confrontational matter, but now, no, that was then, but now, see, I don't even talk to you women, right? What I would do now, the best way to handle a woman disrespecting you now is find out if she has a spouse. Ask her, ma'am, who's your husband? Who's your boyfriend? I'd like to speak to him about your actions. You don't need to speak to him. Mother effer, I'm talking to you. And then you just go ahead and you walk away. If she doesn't volunteer, if she doesn't go, because that's the best way to handle it, the man has to respect that. Listen, sir, your wife, your old lady, she just doing disrespectful stuff to me. She don't even know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? She gonna bump into me, say, excuse you. I'm standing still. She bumping to me. Oh, excuse you. That's how black men get killed. Right? Don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to say excuse, I'd rather you just be rude and keep it moving. Don't excuse you. Young lady, man, why you gotta be all like that? Now, what you doing all? What you acting like that for? Acting like what? Is that your man over down there just pushing the cart? I'm gonna go I saw you walking with her. I'm gonna holler at that man. I'm gonna explain to this man. I said, your wife over here, she knocking into me and carrying on, cussing me out, calling me suckers and heifers and bitches and MCs and all these things, right? Right? So that's just a better way to handle that. That way there shouldn't be any beef in between you and the man. You explaining it to the man, he should respect that. And if he's real thorough, he's not going, well, that's my wife, she can do it. If you say some shit like that's my wife, she can do whatever she want to do, or some shit, I'm not saying take my word for face value, but get to the bottom of it. And baby, what, you ran into the man? And then she said, he ran into me. Yeah, beat him the fuck up. Well, see, that's how it all starts, right? Did you run into my wife, nigga? You run into my wife? Yeah. And then now that's all types of hooting and hollering, carrying on in the supermarket, whatever and whatnot, for nothing, right? So don't be like that, right? So the word is alive because the word is Christ, meaning this book is actually Christ. He is the word turned into flesh. There is no, for all of you of those of the Caribbean diaspora and for all of you of those of the African diaspora, there is no deliverance, there is no kingdom without Yahushua HaMashiach. He is the one that you have to consult before you go to the throne. All your prayers must be ended within the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Will you pray to the Father? Yes, you pray. They're the same thing. And it's really, really deep. And I'm not going to get into a lot of those things right now. But it's in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. I'll be right back.